মুহূর্তে যে ছবি দেখছি আপনারা দেখতে পাচ্ছেন হেলিকপ্টারের মাধ্যমে পুষ্পবৃষ্টি, যেমন সঙ্গীতের মূর্ছনা তেমনি ভক্তির প্লাবন, পুষ্পবৃষ্টি সব মিলিয়ে এই মুহূর্তে উজ্জ্বল অযোধ্যা।
अभी बैठ जाइए। मैं उत्तरी भाग के संतों से निवेदन करता हूँ, बैठ जाइए, बैठ जाइए। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी पूर्वी द्वार से पैदल भगवान का एक छत्र लेकर ऊपर चढ़ रहे हैं। वो सीधे सिंह द्वार प्रवेश हो गया। नृत्य मंडप में प्रवेश कर गए।
वृश्चिक नवांश में होगा 84 सेकंड का वो शुभ मुहूर्त है। एंड देयर आर इन ऑल 15 yajmans in this. In the Garbhagriha right now you're watching images of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh Sar Sanghchalak Mohan Bhagwat. Next to the governor of Uttar Pradesh Anandiben Patel and the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh Yogi Adityanath. काशी के डोम राजा, विभिन्न वर्गों से 15 यजमान शामिल होंगे और समाज के जो निचले पायदान में प्रभु श्री राम के समारोह जिनको माना जाता है उनको शामिल किया जा रहा है। यही राम राज्य की कल्पना है। 12:23 PM सेंसेशनल हिस्ट्री मोमेंट।
जिन्होंने इस
उदयपुर से वनवासी कल्याण आश्रम के अध्यक्ष रामचंद्र खराड़ी, असम से रामभन हरदोई से रमेश जैन मुल्तानी, अचल रासन तमिलनाडु से विठल राव कामले मुंबई, महादेव गायकवाड़ घुमंतू समाज, ट्रस्टी लातूर महाराष्ट्र, श्री लिंगराज वासवराज अप्पा कुलबर्गी कर्नाटक से, कलबुर्गी कर्नाटक से, दिलीप वाल्मीकि लखनऊ से, अनिल चौधरी डोमराजा काशी और काशी के ही कैलाश यादव, कविंद्र प्रताप सिंह और पलवल हरियाणा से अरुण चौधरी इस प्राण प्रतिष्ठा में यजमान हैं। This is truly that spectacular moment for Bharatvarsh. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has followed a very strict Anushthan for the past 11 days. He's slept on the floor on a blanket. He wakes up early in the morning and at Brahma Muhurt at 3:40 AM for 1 hour and 11 minutes chants the holy mantras, and that's that Ram Lalla idol that all Sanatan Dharm followers in Ayodhya have seen and worshipped, or Ram Lalla idol that Sanatan Dharm followers across the world have this emotional connect with. It's a civilizational connect. Imagine a quest that started centuries ago, more than 500 years ago, is finally going to bear fruit in exactly 3 minutes from now. It's 12:25 PM. And let's once again listen in to the prayers on ground ahead of the Pran Pratishtha in exactly 3 minutes from now.
और उन्होंने कहा कि यह क्षण सांस्कृतिक स्वतंत्रता का जयघोष करता है। हिंदू चेतना प्रकाश स्तंभ का दिन है जब रामशिला पूजन हुआ। और साथ ही साथ 1990 के दशक में आडवाणी जी के रथ यात्रा की गुजरात में प्रयागराज से अयोध्या की इस यात्रा के सारथी के रूप में अगर देखें तो एक वीर व्रती के रूप में नवरात्र के समय में जल पीकर 18 घंटे से ज्यादा एक वीर व्रती के रूप में प्रधानमंत्री ने तत्कालीन महासचिव भाजपा के बीजेपी इकाई के थे, इन्होंने अपना अंशदान किया। और अगर एकात्मता यात्रा की बात करें 1992 में 14 जनवरी को आज से 32 वर्ष पहले
6 12:26 and now exactly 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go for the Pran Pratishtha ceremony, and this is something that not many people would have seen in the past. This is where that pitambar cloth that covers Ram Lalla's eyes will be removed and a pratibimb will be shown amidst that mantrocharan in Lord Ram's ears that is happening. And that is where that Vigraha of Ram Lalla, the Nutan Vigraha of Ram Lalla comes to life. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has gone through what Rishi Munis, saints and seers describe is an inner cleansing process. Eating, drinking only coconut water, eating nothing, sleeping on the floor, chanting mantras and chanting mantras in the right manner. Why is it so important? The chanting of mantras, it reverberates through a person's soul. What's uttered through the lips also goes through the ears and then reverberates from every pore of the body is the belief, is the faith. He's visited every temple that was prescribed. He started with visiting Panchvati, the Kalaram Mandir. He's visited the Guruvayur temple. He's visited the Ramanath Swami temple. He's visited several other temples, including the Veerbhadra temple at Lepakshi. Now the Prime Minister is the Yajman at this Pran Pratishtha. 12:28 and that moment arrives.
संपूर्ण भारत और संसार के मीडिया कर्मी अर्थात इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया, प्रिंट मीडिया, सोशल मीडिया, यूट्यूबर्स सब वहीं पर एकत्रित हैं।
And helicopters of the Indian Air Force shower rose petals at the Shri Ram Janmabhoomi Temple at Ayodhya. Jai Jai Shri Ram, that is the Divya Bhavya Vigraha of Ram Lalla, a royal prince 5 years old before the Yagopavit Sanskar. चेहरे पर बालत्व भी है और देवत्व भी है राजा दशरथ के सुपुत्र राजा राम. The first image, the first darshan of Shri Ram. पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो. And these are all Bharatiya Vadya Yantra, Indian musical instruments that play Payo ji maine Ram Ratan Dhan Payo. And the significance, why only Bharatiya Yantra? Because of the tarang, the waves that go out, they impact your body, your mind and your soul. Sculptor Arun Yogiraj has sculpted this Krishna Shila idol of Lord Ram, the Dashavatar of Lord Vishnu, so elegant. This Vigraha of Ram Lalla at the Shri Ram Janmabhoomi. For generations, the Sanatan civilization has believed this is the spot where Ram Lalla was born. And finally, after a struggle of over 500 years, Ram Lalla, his Divya Bhavya Mandir and the Vigraha is at the Ram Temple. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, flanked by the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath and the Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh Sar Sangchalak Mohan Bhagwat, Anandiben Patel, the Governor of Uttar Pradesh, and the Prime Minister now touches that holy Bel Patra. He's touched the Lord's feet. He's sought the Lord's blessings. This was a pledge that has been taken by Sanatan Dharma followers for generations. Ram Lalla hum aayenge, mandir wahi banayenge, and that mandir is finally here. The sacrifices that were made for generations, over centuries, decade went by since 1528 that there wasn't a struggle or a satyagraha for this Divya Ram Mandir at Ayodhya and this Vigraha of Ram Lalla. Look at his grand mukut. He's Bharat ke Raja Ram. He's Sanatan Samaj ke Maryada Purushottam Shri Ram. And Ram Lalla is finally at his birthplace. It's been described as जग समाया जिस नाम में वो नाम ही श्री राम है, श्री मेरे श्री राम है. That is what devotees in Ayodhya have been chanting. And this is the Vigraha of Ram Lalla. Mahant Satyendra Das, the chief priest of the Shri Ram Janmabhoomi Temple. He has been with Ram Lalla through all the ups and downs in the past close to 35 years. And this is that smiling Shri Ram blessing millions and millions of his devotees across the world. A civilizational moment that is being watched here on India Today television in India and across 7 seas. The Krishna Shila idol with Dashavatar of Lord Vishnu, and if you look all around, that's intricately carved white marble pillars and walls. Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patit Pavan Sita Ram. This is what Lord Ram means to us. Maryada Purushottam. A Mahapurush who faced the toughest challenges in his life but never left the path of righteousness. He was to be the king of Ayodhya, and just a day before the coronation as Yuvraj of Ayodhya, he was banished. Did he protest? Did he target a stepmother, Kaikeyi, or get angry with his father, Raja Dashrath? Even as Raja Dashrath wanted him to imprison him, he said no. He honored his father's word. He respected Mata Kaikeyi, and he walked into the forest for 14 long years. Maryada Purushottam. Ma Sita followed the same Maryada and followed her husband through all adversities. And Bhaiya Lakshman followed his Maryada and followed Shri Ram. Bharat did not take that empire and rule over it. The Charan Padukas of Lord Ram were kept on that Sinhasan. Bharat slept on the floor lower than Lord Ram and ruled for 14 years in the name of Lord Ram. That is Bharat ki Sanatan Parampara. And that's the Ram Rajya that Bharat is moving towards. The importance of this ceremony is immense, immense. This takes India back to our civilizational roots, to learn from our Mahapurush, to learn to look after parents the way and respect them, the way Raja Ram honored his father's word and commitment. Prime Minister Narendra Modi sprinkling holy water not just from the Saryu River, but from rivers that has come from across the length and breadth of our country. This holy water has come from Gangotri, the origin, the Gomukh origin of Ma Ganga, from Haridwar. It's come from Prayagraj. Prayagraj is where you have the Triveni of Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati. This holy water has come from Krishna, Godavari, Gandak. This holy water, including seawater, it's come from Gokarna. And this musical chant of Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patit Pavan. led by example. Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patit Pavan Sita Ram. The man who abandoned his kingdom. The man who needed Kevat Nishadraj's help to cross Ma Ganga at Prayagraj. And that is why there's a Nishadraj mandir that's coming up in the same Shri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra. He went to Chitrakoot to Panchvati. There's a temple there. He then went from Chitrakoot, he went to Panchvati. Then when Ma Sita was abducted by Ravan, it was Jatayu who fought Ravan, and there is a Jatayu mandir that is also coming here. Then you move forward to Kishkindha, where he met Hanuman, and there's a Lord Hanuman mandir that is coming up here. Suryavanshi Raja Ram, so there is a Suryavanshi Bhagwan Surya ka mandir that's also coming up here. That shows how our entire country is united in one bond. एक सूत्र में पूरे देश को पिरोया. चित्रकूट, पंचवटी, किष्किंधा, रामेश्वरम, Lanka. And if you look at modern day Bharat, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and then Lanka. That is how Lord Ram unites our entire country. Chhattisgarh, seen as Nanihal, Ma Kaushalya came from Chhattisgarh, so Lord Ram's Nanihal. And that's Prime Minister Narendra Modi leading the prayers at the Shri Ram Janmabhoomi Temple, at the Shri Ram Temple, Ayodhya.
Sita Ram 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 Jai Jai Ram Ram Ram
Ram Ram Jai Jai Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Jai Jai Ram 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 Jai Jai Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram Sita
Ram 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 Shri Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram
Shri Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram 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 Ram
Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Ram Jai Jai 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 Raja Ram 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 Raja Ram
Raja Ram Raja Ram Raja Ram Raja Ram Raja Ram Raja Ram Raja Ram Raja Ram Raja Ram Nisa 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 Nisa
Shri Ram Ram 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 Shri Ram Shri Ram 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 Shri Ram 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 Shri Ram Ram Shri Ram Ram Shri Ram Ram Shri Ram
Shri Ram Ram Shri Ram Ram Shri Ram Ram Shri Ram Ram Shri Ram Ram Shri Ram Ram Shri Ram Ram Shri Ram Ram Shri Ram Ram Shri Ram Ram Shri Ram Ram Shri Ram Ram Shri Ram Ram Shri Ram Ram Shri Ram Ram
More Ram Lalla 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 More Ram More Ram Lalla 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 More Ram
Balaram Ram Balaram Ram Balaram Ram Balaram Ram Balaram Ram Balaram Ram Balaram Ram Balaram Ram
More Ram Ram More Ram Lalla 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 More Ram More Ram Lalla Shri Ram 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 Shri
सभी संतों आप खड़े हो सकते हैं और रामधुन
The Divya Bhavya Vigrah of Shri Ram. Prime Minister Narendra Modi now reciting those mantras. And this is where the Prime Minister prays. And how beautiful is this Vigrah, how spellbinding, how mesmerizing, how divine. देवत्व भी है और बालत्व भी है. रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीता राम. सुंदर विग्रह. Just as this vigraha looks, Megha Shyam. That's how Ram Lalla was. Megha Shyam. वो जो काले बादल जब घिर आते हैं, सुंदर विग्रह मेघा श्याम गंगा तुलसी शालीग्राम. And that's the prayer that is happening right now. The Garbhagriha of the Divya Bhavya Ram Temple at Ayodhya. Shri Ram with his golden dhanush and golden arrow, the bard. Shri Ram decked up in his finest royal mukut and jewelry. that has been answered after over 500 years. After holy water and ghee and food, now fruits. अलग अलग भोग भगवान को लगाए जाते हैं. Bhog is the meal that Lord eats, and once the Lord eats, now Shri Ram, this Vigraha is a living deity. The Lord will eat, the Lord will sleep, the Lord will bless his devotees from this point on. 51 inches tall, this Divya Bhavya Vigraha of Lord Ram, from that lalat to his toes.
दर्शन पूजन तर्पण करेंगे, जटायु दर्शन पुष्पार्चन करेंगे, कार्मिकों से मिलेंगे और प्रस्थान करेंगे. डाक विभाग के अधिकारी, उनको पीछे की ओर आ जाना चाहिए, मंच के पीछे.
as we'd seen or just as we'd heard, Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patit Pavan Sita Ram Sundar Vigraha Megha Sham. That's exactly what this Vigraha looks like. It looks divine, Megha Sham. Shri Ram was dark complexioned or Sham Varn, Ganga Tulsi Shaligram. And that's exactly how he has been worshipped right now, with holy waters, with tulsi leaves and shaligram. Now this entire vidhi, Pran Pratishtha vidhi, is over. This is our Raja Ram. This is Maryada Purushottam Shri Ram, Ram Lalla. The Pran Pratishtha has happened. He's a living deity now for all believers. And this is the Naveen Vigraha, or the new idol. The original idol is also there in the Garbhagriha. Both the idols are there. So let's just listen into the prayers before we hear the Manor-bhav of Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Shri Ram Ram Sharanam Bhava Ram Ram Shri Ramachandra Charanam Manasa Smarami Shri Ramachandra Charanam Vachasa Gridami Shri Ramachandra Charanam Shirisa Namami Shri Ramachandra Charanam Sharanam Prapadye Mata Ramo Mat Pita Ramachandra Swami Ramo Mat Sakha Ramachandra Sarvaswam me Ramachandro Dayalur Nanyam Jane Naiva Jane Na Jane Lokabhiramam Radarangadhiram Rajivanetram Raghuvanshanatham Karunyarupam Karunakaram Tam Shri Ramachandram Sharanam Prapadye. भगवान श्री राम की प्राण प्रतिष्ठा हो चुकी है। दर्शन कीजिए भगवान श्री राम का, जो कि राघव स्वरूप में इस वक्त आपके समक्ष सभी को दर्शन दे रहे हैं। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीता राम। राघव रूप में माँ कौशल्या के राघव, वही नाम जो माँ कौशल्या ने उन्हें दिया, उसी राघव को आप इस वक्त 5 वर्ष के बाल रूप में इस वक्त देख रहे हैं। अद्भुत छवि।
निश्चित तौर से और इन्हीं को वर्णित किया गया है कि नवकंज लोचन कंज मुख कर कंज पद कंजारुणम कंदर्प अगणित अमित छवि नवनील नीरद सुंदरम.
And this is how Lord Ram has been described by Goswami Tulsidas. This is how Lord Ram has been, how Bharat's civilizational history has been narrated over generations. Shruti and Smriti. Shruti is when you hear it from your parents. Smriti is when you memorize it and then pass it on to your next generation before the written word. And this is why we are the oldest, not just surviving, but flourishing and growing civilization of this entire world. There are several civilizations, but they perished. The Sanatan Sabhyata is growing, it's flourishing. It's because of this astha, it's because of that vishwas, and that is what you see on your television screens today. It's that firm belief that Raja Ram is there. It's that firm belief that Yogeshwar Shri Krishna is there. It's that firm belief that Bhagwan Shiv will do justice. And that's that thought that's taken the Sanatan Dharma through every problem that they faced in life. Foreign invasion happened, not just over decades, but over centuries. Attempts were made to cut us off from our roots, but those roots have survived. When our temples were destroyed, it was a peepal tree where a dhaga was tied but that astha remained strong, that prayer remained steadfast, and that's also been recorded in legal papers where they said Hindus never stopped believing that this is where Raja Ram was born, and this is where the Divya Bhavya Ram temple has finally come for all times to come, for eternity now. I've been privileged to see the construction work that was happening at this Divya Bhavya Ram temple right from the word go, and that's the time when every worker engaged here, whether it was a rickshaw puller who was coming or an engineer from IIT or one of the top directors, all of them had one thought, that their parents had given them that astha, they were passing it on for future generations. That is how this temple has now been built, and this is just the Garbhagriha. We once again reconnect with our roots when we learn of Raja Ram, when we learn now of Kaushalya Nandan Ram. And what do we learn when we say Kaushalya Nandan Ram? That our mother's name is taken before our name. That Siyavara Ram, that our wife's name is taken before our name. This is the Sanatan civilization. That respect once again comes back into society. That's the effort. That is the Ram Rajya, jiski kalpana ho rahi hai, that is being thought of or envisaged at this point as the prayers happen. And what are these prayers? Bhagwan ko bhog lagaya ja raha hai, kyunki ye ab, this isn't a 3 billion old rock. This rock has our faith, our belief, and Pran Pratishtha has happened. This for us is a living deity. This for the Sanatan Dharma believers is that living deity in which Pran Pratishtha has happened. So the Lord is hearing my problems and the Lord will solve my problems. That is the belief. And when I say mine, it means the prayers of the devotees. So the Lord is being Ram Lalla with Navakanja Lochan, and that Navakanja Lochan is, his eyes are like lotus, but not just his eyes, he is like a blossoming lotus flower. And the Prime Minister is praying to his Aradhya Shri Ram. After 11 days of Anushtan, cleansed for this Pavitra Punya Kam of installing Ram Lalla's Saligram, that Sankalp that was taken has now been completed. The living deity there for all times to come, for eternity. Kalava or Roli being tied on the Prime Minister's wrist. What does this signify? This is that holy thread to remind you of a resolve that you've taken at all times. That Kalava, that Roli, that sacred thread reminds you of the work that you are to fulfill, to take your task forward, to build that Ram Rajya. That is the Sankalp the Prime Minister has taken. Remember, at the time of G20, the Prime Minister spoke of Ayam Nij Paroveti Garna Laghu Chetasam Udar Charitanam Tu Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The whole world is one family. What is yours, what is mine is the thought of somebody who is of a generous nature. For him, the world is one family. The Prime Minister is now, as the Yajman, you see, it is the Yajman's duty to give Dakshina to the Purohit who've carried out the Prarthana. That is how Dharma is taken forward. The Yajman is chosen because he's Samarth, because he's capable, and it is his duty to give Dakshina. It is not Dan, it is Dakshina, it is Paritoshak, it is because they have performed the task of bringing you closer to the Almighty, and now the parikrama of Shri Ram's idol or the Vigraha, Divya Vigraha is happening right now. A pledge to follow in the path of Shri Ram. Dakshina given to the Purohit because the Purohit will carry this tradition forward to the next generation. These are live images that you're seeing from the Garbhagriha of the Ram Mandir, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat standing next to him, but this is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Sashtang Dandavat Pranam to Lord Ram. The Prime Minister was here as a Karyakarta of the Bharatiya Janata Party. He was here when Kar Seva was happening. He was the Sutradhar of that Rath Yatra, and the Prime Minister that time took a pledge, will return when that Divya Bhavya Ram Temple is built, and that Divya Bhavya Ram Temple has now been built. The Prime Minister now being given coconut, again considered very holy. Mohan Bhagwat, the RSS chief, also seen in the images. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath. Prasad being given to Bhog, which is first given to the Lord, and then Prasad to the Yajman, who are right now in the Garbhagriha. And these are mouth-watering besan and desi ghee laddus. There are various kinds of prasads. Mahant Nritya Gopal Das. Apart from that, you have Satyendra Das, the chief Purohit of the Shri Ram Janmabhoomi Temple. He's been with Ram Lalla for the past 3 decades plus and counting. That Prarthana is now over. Prime Minister Narendra Modi now comes out of the Garbhagriha. He's coming out to the Gur Mandap, then the Rang Mandap, and then the Nritya Mandap. There are 5 mandaps here that have been built. Nritya Mandap is the first mandap, and you're looking at the spellbinding, truly divine architecture at the Ram Mandir. The Prime Minister once again prays and bows to Shri Ram as he steps out of the temple. A shawl, Angvastram. An Angvastram is now being presented to Prime Minister Narendra Modi by the saints, seers and sages. He's finally done what they hoped would happen for decades and decades and decades. And the 3 images that you see on your television screen right now, a ring being presented to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. You see Ram Lalla and you see the devotees outside. All were given bells. The Deputy Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Keshav Prasad Maurya, singing, and More Ram Lalla, Anil Ambani, Hema Malini, seen in these images. Prime Minister, you see, this is a very important task. The image that you see on your television screen right now, a Yajman has to give Dakshina. A Yagya or any holy work is not over till the time the Yajman gives Dakshina to the Purohit who has conducted the Yagya or the Prarthana. That is very essential in the Sanatan Dharma, and that's exactly what Prime Minister Narendra Modi has done. He's given a Dakshina to the Purohits. Now a gold ring Vigraha of Ram Lalla, 5-year-old Prince Ram, Lord Ram, son of Raja Dashrath. As you can see in this image, Sundar Vigraha Megha Sham Ganga Tulsi Shaligram, Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram, Patit Pavan Sita Ram. A 51-inch tall Vigraha or idol of Lord Ram, from his lalat to his toes, visible to devotees from a distance of about 15 feet is what we are now being told. The distance between the Gur Mandap and the Garbhagriha is between 15 to 20 feet, where devotees can do a Divya Darshan of this 51-inch tall Vigraha of Lord Ram, idol of Lord Ram, and just in front of it is the already Jagrit, and now of course